Suspense.
So, TCM party?
Pass. It's John Wayne's birthday.
Sex and the City marathon?
We dropped Prime, remember?
Well, then how about...
How about we actually put on something besides sweats and go out somewhere?
Because I need to do my hair?
Try again.
Because I hate people?
Bingo.
Well, so do you.
And I make no bones about it. Humans in general are awful. The most invasive species on the planet.
Yet you want us to go spend the evening with a bunch of random examples that will most likely represent humanity at its worst?
What can I say? I'm complicated.
Complicated isn't the word that came to mind. I'm not answering that.
It must be the delivery guy leaving a package.
I thought we dropped Prime so we'd stop the impulse buying.
We did. I didn't order anything, Miranda. Did you?
No. Why don't you go see what it is?
Why don't you?
Because you're the one who wanted to go out. Well, the hallway is out, right?
Fine. Oh, couch potato sister of mine.
Who's it for?
Doesn't say. Just has Lee on it.
Maybe it's for Mom and Dad.
Not sure. No return address.
Well, does it look like their handwriting?
The label is computer printed.
Does it look like their printer?
I'm opening it.
Wait. What if it's a court summons?
That was random. Some news you want to share?
No. I saw it on CSI.
Which one? There are like 20 of them.
I don't remember.
Well, whichever one it was, the writer got it wrong. Summons aren't sent by mail. They have to be placed in your hand by a sheriff's deputy. So I hear, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you mind if I finish opening this?
Be my guest. What is it?
I have no idea.
Kind of looks like one of those old flip phones.
We'll know in a second.
Wait.
What?
What if it's a bomb?
Oh, come on.
Seriously, what if someone sent us a bomb?
Then trying to decide on Saturday night plans won't be a problem anymore.
But...
See? No boom.
No, nothing. Just one button, that's all it has.
Want to press it?
Are you crazy?
Do you really need to ask?
Look, we have no idea what this is or who sent it, so let's not do anything rash. Better to just take a minute, think it through.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm pressing it.
No!
See? Nothing.
This device will self-destruct in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8,
Look what you did! This is your fault!
6,
My fault? Your fault!
5,
What's the difference?
4,
We need to get rid of it!
3,
Too late!
2,
Duck and cover!
1. Just kidding. By pressing the button on this device, you have agreed to take part in an experiment. Please press the button again to continue.
Experiment? We didn't agree to take part in any experiment.
Not unless we're getting paid for it.
Tamara!
The subjects in clinical trials get paid, right?
We don't know that's what this is.
What else would it be?
I don't know.
Then it's as good a guess as any.
Whatever. I'm not gonna be a lab rat.
Money's money. And we both have school loans out the wazoo.
I don't care.
Press.
You do have the option of not continuing to participate in the experiment. If you choose that option, no additional action is required on your part. However, this device will remain active for the duration of the experiment. Do not attempt to dispose of it or to leave the premises. To continue, please press the button again.
This device will remain active for the duration of the experiment. I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah. And do not attempt to dispose of it or to leave the premises? Creepy.
Listen, whoever you are, we didn't ask to be a part of your experiment, and we don't want to be a part of it. Do you hear me? We don't want to be a part of it.
I don't think there's anyone at the other end of that to hear you. It seems more like a set of pre-recorded messages that are queued up when we press the button.
Are you sure?
Got me. I mean, you know as much as I do. But it seems to make sense.
Yeah, you're right. So what do we do then? Just ignore it?
Maybe. But we have no idea what's going on here, or what will happen if we don't press the button and continue with the experiment.
What do you mean?
I mean, we don't know what will happen if we don't continue with the experiment.
Wait, so what you're saying is that I was right. It is a bomb.
What? How did you get that from we don't know what will happen? Then again, you could be right.
I knew it. I knew it. I'm calling the police. Hey, give me that.
Call the police and tell them what? That we're being subtly threatened by voice notes? Look, this is probably just some sort of practical joke.
Do you see me laughing?
Do you see me laughing? Just, let's not get all panicky here.
Who's getting panicky?
Sis, your default setting is panicky.
Fine. What do you suggest?
That we go along with the gag and press the button.
Okay.
Tuer le mandarin. Translation: to kill a mandarin. Defined by the Litre Dictionary of 1874 as to commit an evil action in the hope that it will remain unknown. It derives from a parable told in Le Père Goriot by Honoré de Balzac. In it, a question is posed. What would you do if you had the possibility to become instantaneously rich under the sole condition that, by simply willing, without anybody knowing, you would kill a mandarin in China?
Huh?
Shh.
The purpose of this experiment is to prove or disprove the hypothesis presented by Balzac. To continue, please press the button again.
My phone. Never heard it do that before.
That's because it's a deposit alert from your bank.
Then how would you know what it is? Tamara,
What?
I just got a deposit.
I know you did. I'm the one who just told you what that little tone was.
For $10 million.
So did I.
But how? How did whoever get access to our bank accounts?
And how did they know we're both here?
Don't.
$10 million US has just been transferred to your bank account as a pending transaction. However, this transaction will be canceled unless you are an active participant in the experiment. To continue, please press the button again.
Please don't press the button again.
You heard the voice. The only way we'll get to keep the $10 million is to be an active participant in the experiment.
I don't care about the $10 million.
You don't care about money? Did you hit the Powerball while I was in the can or something?
We don't even know that there is any money. For all we know, this is all being done by some 14-year-old hacker.
Well, if that's the case, then we have nothing to fear from going a little further.
You think so, right?
Miranda, we have to find out what's going on. And the only way we're going to get any information is by playing along with the voice.
But this feels... They have our information. They know our whereabouts. This is scaring the crap out of me.
If it gets any worse, we'll stop, okay?
I want to stop now.
But if we do that, we won't know what's happening.
I'm okay with not knowing.
But I'm not. Don't you remember that ominous little bit at the beginning about how the device would stay active through the duration of the experiment, whether we participated or not? We need information.
But...
Look, I just want to find out what the experiment is.
The $10 million US posted to your bank account as a pending transaction has been finalized. The parameters of the experiment are simple and will be explained momentarily. To continue, please press the button again.
I'm afraid.
So am I. But we have to know.
Yeah. Press it.
Are you sure?
Press it!
The next time you press the button, someone from the other side of the world will die. If you do not press the button, the $10 million U.S. deposit posted to your bank account will be reversed. To continue, please press the button again.
That's it. I'm calling the police.
I'm sorry, but your outgoing calls have been disabled for the duration of the experiment.
What?
Let me try.
I'm sorry, but your outgoing calls have been disabled for the duration of the experiment.
Maybe a text message.
Did it go through?
I'm sorry, but your outgoing text messages have been disabled for the duration of the experiment. How about a tweet to the police department?
I can't get a Wi-Fi signal.
Try your laptop.
I'm not getting any networks.
Not even FBI Surveillance Van 3?
Nothing.
But how can that be?
I don't know. I can't even get my Bluetooth to work half the time.
Maybe if you reboot.
Let's just get out of here.
What? Get chased out of our own home by a jack-in-the-box?
Yes!
No. We need to think this through.
We can do that over drinks at the Hip Kitty.
I thought you had to do your hair before we went out.
Tamara!
Stop yelling! Let's just pull ourselves together and go over what we do know. Which, granted, isn't much.
Okay. Are we agreed that this isn't just the work of some kid in his basement?
Yeah.
So we need to take it seriously. This is an actual experiment, and we're part of it, whether we want to be or not.
Then what are our options? The way I see it, we only have two. Don't press the button, or press the button.
We're not pressing the button. I don't care how much money is involved. We're not murderers.
Anyone who's ever heard us do Total Eclipse of the Heart on karaoke night might disagree.
I'm serious.
Well, what do you want me to say? That we are murderers? That we've both been secretly hoping for an opportunity to kill someone and make a fortune?
No.
Miranda, I don't want to kill someone any more than you do. But before we completely rule out even the possibility of pushing the button, there are two things we have to consider.
What else could we possibly have to consider?
First, that absolutely nothing will happen when we press the button. The experiment will end, and that's it.
You mean it really is just a joke?
I mean that the experiment will have reached a conclusion. Once a choice is made, there's no logical reason for it to continue. Which means there's no logical reason that anyone would actually need to die.
What kind of psychopath would try to make us think we were going to murder someone just to prove some ridiculous hypothesis?
I don't know. What kind of psychopath would actually go ahead and murder someone just to prove some ridiculous hypothesis?
How would we ever even know, one way or another?
If someone had actually died or not? We probably wouldn't.
No, you might be right. You're probably right. But we can't risk it.
I agree. But there is something else to consider. We might not be the only people in the experiment.
What?
What if dozens, hundreds, thousands of people around the world received a package just like ours? And what if they're sitting around right now, trying to make a choice just like we are?
I don't see your point. That wouldn't change our decision at all.
Would it change it if we knew that the device really is a bomb, like you said it was to begin with?
Oh, but I was just being my panicky self. But then again, the voice did say that we shouldn't try to dispose of the device.
And that we shouldn't try to leave the premises. Maybe it's rigged with some sort of proximity sensor that was activated when I pushed the button the first time?
This is nothing but supposition. We don't know that it's a bomb, and we don't know that there are thousands of other people involved in this experiment. And even if there were, that still doesn't make it right for us to push the button and take someone else's life. If there are thousands of others involved, then the odds of us being the ones killed are thousands to one.
But what if there's only one other person involved in the experiment?
And what if they press the button first?
Sis, I don't think we have a choice.
No, There has to be another way.
Well, if there is, you'd better think of it fast. Because every second that passes could be bringing us closer to someone pushing the button on us.
I don't think I can do it.
I can.
Wait.
What?
Did the voice say someone on the other side of the world or someone from the other side of the world?
I don't remember. What's the difference?
The difference on the other side of the world is someone who lives in Asia. From the other side of the world could mean that as well, but it could also refer to someone who was born there and then moved away.
Like we did when we all left Taiwan.
Yes.
So if it was from the other side of the world and one of us pressed the button...
The other might die.
Or maybe both of us. I mean, if the device is a bomb and we're both right here... I'll take it in the bathroom and push the button. You get behind the sofa.
I'm not gonna let you do that.
It's my fault we're in this fix. I'm the one who pressed the stupid button in the first place.
I said I'm not going to let you do that. Besides, we don't even know for sure that it's a bomb. It might be the signal for a sniper in the building across the street to shoot.
My sister. Ever the optimist. So, what do? We can't press the button. We can't not press the button.
I don't know. Something just occurred to me, though. No matter how the experiment ends, the results are going to be skewed. Even if we do end up pressing the button, it won't be out of avarice. It will be out of a sense of self-preservation. So whoever went to all this trouble isn't going to get a valid result in any case.
Assuming that they even care about that.
You mean you think the whole press the button and someone dies bit was just a ruse?
Beats me. But if we were able to figure out that they wouldn't get a valid result in 15 minutes, they would certainly have figured it out somewhere during the planning process.
But then, what was the point?
Remember that phrase? Something French. The English translation was to kill a mandarin.
Okay.
It meant something like to do something evil and hope to get away with it.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, maybe that was the point. They wanted to do something evil and get away with it. Making people think they're going to have to kill a stranger or be killed themselves is pretty evil, right?
Yeah, I think you're reaching here.
You have a better answer?
Sure do. TCM party.
Great. After 3 or 4 hours of the Duke, I might be wanting that bomb to go off.
I'll make the popcorn.
And some Mai Tais. I think I need to get completely snogged.
Well, I can't help with that.
Huh?
I think the word you're looking for is sloshed. Snog means something else.
That's my steak, Balance.
But you heard him, dude. Pick it up.
Oh, Pilgrim, hold it. I said you, Balance. You pick it up.
The experiment has been completed. This device will self-destruct in 10 seconds.
Kitchen door.
What did you do?
I didn't do
9,
anything!
8,
We need to get out of here!
7, 6,
The door!
5,
It's locked!
4, 3, 2, 1.
So ends To Kill a Mandarin by John C. Alzadek and Dana Perry Hayes. Tonight's story of Suspense. Suspense is produced by Blue Hours Productions and recorded at Melrose Music in Hollywood, California. Tonight's radio drama was written especially for Suspense by John C. Alzadek and Dana Perry Hayes and suggested by Le Père Joriot by Honoré de Balzac. Hannah Wu was Miranda Lee. Melanie Peng was Tamara Lee. And Lauren Mayfield was the voice. I'm your host, Daamen Krall. Next week at this time, tune in again for another study in Suspense.
When you just don't care.
That's why the pretzels from Pennsylvania are the best in the world. Which reminds me, Hate it when chatty relatives show up unannounced and want to lay claim to your entire day and your designer coffee? Then it's time to brew up a batch of swill. Swill takes the most rancid beans available anywhere and then subjects them to the patented swill process. Each and every bean passes through the intestinal tract of 3 large mammals before being bagged and left under a leaky radiator till they reach the peak of imperfection. Believe me, 1 cup of swill, and the only thing they'll be begging like chimps for is the door.
Back to the 16th century. I'll tell you more, but first, let me share something from my trip to the Museum of Magical Oddities. Ugh! This coffee tastes like month-old deep fryer grease filtered through a hobo's underwear.
Another satisfied customer.
Swill when you just don't care.
My name is Veronica Summers, and I'm on a journey, one that I hope will illuminate my past, even as it sheds light on my future. For my travels will take me to Blasinghill Manor, where the land meets the sea. There, I will meet strangers I've never known, in a dark, forbidding house I've never seen, but which lies at the end of my journey into night.
What's that, dear? I didn't quite hear you.
What? Oh, I'm terribly sorry, ma'am. I must have been talking in my sleep. Please, excuse me.
Oh, think nothing of it, dear.
Gillport's the next stop, miss.
Oh, thank you, conductor.
You're getting off at Gillport?
Why, yes. I have a job there as a governess.
Really? Have you ever been there?
To Gillport? No, I've never even been to this part of the country. At least not since I was a baby. Are you from Gillport?
Me? From Gillport? Goodness gracious, no. I've only been there once, and I hope to never go there again.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to offend you.
Oh, it's all right. But mark my words, you don't want to go around asking folks if they're from Gillport. Not even if you're in Gillport.
But why?
Gillport's a queer place, always shrouded in mist. Even during the hottest summer days. It's a fishing village, though the only fleet that's sailed out of there in decades is the one belonging to the Blasingills.
The Blasingills? Why, that's the family I'm going to work for.
Good heavens.
What? What's the matter?
Don't you know anything about the Blasingills?
Why, no. I've never even spoken to them. All I know is that one day last week, a letter arrived from me at the Home for Wayward Girls. It was from Mrs. Abigail Blasinghill Standish, offering me a position as governess to her nephew Arnold and a train ticket to Gillport. And so, here I am.
Well, I certainly hope it's a round-trip ticket, because after one night there, you'll be wanting to go right back to the Home for Wayward Girls.
But why? What's wrong with the Blasingills?
Well, I'm not one to gossip, but there are all kinds of strange stories about that old house of theirs, sitting way up on top of Widow's Peak.
Stories? What sort of stories?
You ready, miss?
Yes, conductor.
Gillport's not a regular stop anymore, so we're just gonna slow down as we go through. Can't fall behind on our timetable, after all.
I understand, conductor.
Make sure you bend your knees when you jump.
Oh, I will. What sort of stories? Please.
Folks around here swear that Blasinghill Manor is haunted.
Well, you get away from that window. Staring out of it isn't going to make her arrive any sooner.
And not staring out of it won't make her not arrive.
Well, I'm willing to take that chance. And in the meantime, I'm going to have a drink.
Don't you think you've had enough?
I haven't completely gone blind, nor completely deaf, so no, I haven't had enough.
Alfred, have you forgotten that you have a son to take care of?
No, I haven't forgotten. How could I? If it wasn't for young Master Arnold, that girl wouldn't be on her way here now.
Arnold needs an education, and you know that his condition precludes him from going to school.
And so we're going to have a complete stranger under our roof now. You can just see it. Next we'll be doing guided tours of the manor for all the slack-jawed locals.
Alfred, Miss Summers is coming to live with us, and pouting like a petulant child isn't going to change that.
I am not pouting like a petulant child.
Daddy.
Arnold, son, you should be in bed.
Daddy, why are you and Aunt Abigail fighting?
Oh, we're not fighting, dear.
No, of course not. We're simply discussing the arrival of your new governess.
Is she a nice lady, Daddy?
I don't know, son. We've never met.
Of course she is, Arnold. And I'm certain that you and her will be fast friends in no time. I know it must be difficult for you living here with no other children to play with.
It's all right, Aunt Abigail. I have the ghosts to keep me company.
Yes, well, why don't you toddle off to bed? Your father and I will be up in a minute to tuck you in.
Yes, son. We'll be right there.
All right. Good night, Daddy. Good night, Aunt Abigail.
Good night, dear.
I do hope you're right about Miss Summers. I mean, what do we even know about her?
I know enough.
Well, it's a moot point, I suppose. One night here and she'll want to run right back to wherever it is she came from.
We shall see.
In this day and age, life has become a non-stop rat race, where it's impossible to find a moment's respite. But your afterlife doesn't have to follow suit. Here at Slumber Co., we truly care about your well-being. I'm the owner, Mortimer Slumber, and I'm here to make certain that your everlasting rest is just that. Our crypts are so well soundproofed that you won't hear a thing. Our caskets are padded with memory foam and lined with the finest Far Eastern silk, so comfortable that you'll be dying to try them out. Call now and ask about our layaway plan. Slumber Co., we're just a heartbeat away.
Rumi's Caravan returns to Oakland. You are invited to celebrate World Poetic Traditions with Rumi's Caravan on July 14th from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the First Unitarian Church, 685 14th Street in Oakland. For 17 years, Rumi's Caravan has inspired audiences, weaving together poems by Rumi, Hafez, Machallo, Rilke, Yeats, Mary Oliver, and many others in an improvised, recited poetic conversation with musical accompaniment. Moving through moods of prayer and grief to humor and celebration, the caravan highlights the beauty of the spoken word. This performance is a benefit for the Middle East Children's Alliance and is wheelchair accessible. Tickets at brownpapertickets.com. For more information, call 650-327-5493.
You've been listening to Suspense on 94.1 KPFA, 89.3 KPFB in Berkeley, 88.1 KFCF in Fresno, and 97.5 K248BR in Santa Cruz, as well as online at kpfa.org. Please stay tuned Joe Frank coming up shortly.